Is Hailey Bieber finally divorcing Justin Bieber? As y'all already know by now, Hailey just sold off her entire stake in Rhode Beauty, and the streets are saying this isn't just business. Word on the timeline is that she's getting her bag in order because she is done playing Mrs. Bieber after Justin's never-ending strings of humiliation, and that this is literally her finally prepping for a soft launch into single life, or that she is just tired of being dragged down by Justin's mess. No, seriously, the way that Hailey has been moving lately is giving get your affairs in order energy. Not gonna lie, lately poor Hailey has been looking like she has checked out of that marriage emotionally. From cryptic posts to awkward red carpet moments, Justin is wilding out with SZA while Hailey stands on the sidelines pretending to be fine, and everything is pointing to a quiet storm brewing behind closed doors. And now, with Rhode out of her hands and $1 billion in her pocket, she might just be gearing up for the exit of the decade. And as expected, Selena Gomez's Rare Beauty somehow got dragged into the chaos because what's a Hailey situation without the public making it about Selena too? Y'all, there is a lot to unpack here, so grab your popcorn and let's get right into it. So, how did we get to a place where Hailey's own fans are begging her to divorce Justin Bieber when for years it was always her catching heat for being a gold digger? We gotta be honest about this, you guys. Until very recently, social media has been eating Hailey up, dragging her left, right, and center, calling her a clout chaser, a mean girl, a stalker, saying she stole Justin, and accusing her of being obsessed with Selena. But now the narrative has flipped, and it has flipped fast. It all started with a post, and in that post, Hailey shook the beauty world after announcing that she sold her skincare brand Rhode to Elf Beauty in a massive $1 billion deal. Hailey announced that Rhode is partnering with Elf Beauty to expand globally, calling it the next chapter for the brand. She said she feels excited and ready to take on a bigger role as Chief Creative Officer and Head of Innovation, while also becoming a strategic advisor to Elf Beauty. And that's when the drama started, because even as the headlines tried to keep it clean, calling it a strategic move and hailing Hailey as a business queen who has secured one hell of a growth opportunity, the timeline read completely different. Hailey's fans started saying she was putting her coins together already, plotting an exit. Y'all know how Justin has been acting out. He has never really been the best version of himself for Hailey publicly, and in fact, whenever they hit headlines, it's always over some embarrassing stuff that he's done to her. Like lately when Justin popped up on stage with SZA and doing the most, kissing her hand while Hailey was backstage smiling through the awkwardness. And literally within the same week was when Justin handed Hailey a rather sus backhanded compliment after she was featured on the cover of Vogue when he told her he was sadly mistaken for having told her that she'll never feature on Vogue. It was so bad that he had to pull it down after the backlash. And right after all that, Hailey announces that she's cashing out of Rhode. It could be a coincidence, but what if something else is brewing behind the scenes? And let's not ignore the language that she used. In her post, Hailey said that she feels invigorated and ready to step into a bigger role. Y'all, that does not sound like just business growth. That sounds like a woman reclaiming her life. Like she is finally done being just Justin's wife and is stepping back into her Baldwin energy. Strong, focused, and unbothered. Remember, she is still staying on with Rhode as Chief Creative Officer, so make no mistake. What's wild is how the internet responded. Would you believe that people are now rooting for her to leave Justin or at least drop the Bieber name completely because she's better off being an independent brand as Hailey Baldwin? That is a major shift from the days when the internet was screaming screaming for Justin to escape her. The way that her fans are begging her to choose peace, to be free, to glow up without him is honestly emotional whiplash to watch, especially for anyone who's ever been stuck in a one-sided relationship. The other thing that has got people rooting for Hailey to get out is definitely the fact that Justin Bieber's alleged financial problems are starting to sound way deeper than we all thought. Like, it's not just a little broke boy moment, but rather millions in debt. It has gotten so bad that friendships have been destroyed, and fans are wondering how one of the biggest pop stars alive is in this kind of mess. To understand why people are rooting for Hailey to leave, you've got to understand how deep Justin's financial drama runs and how it could potentially affect Hailey's coins. Word on the street is that Justin Bieber still owes his longtime former manager Scooter Braun over $8 million. And when this news came out, everyone was just like, how did it get this bad? For you to understand how Justin dug himself into this ditch, we have to rewind to 2022 when Justin was all set for a world tour and reportedly got a $40 million advance from AEG. But y'all remember that tour got canceled, right? What most people don't know though is that the cancellation triggered a payback clause, meaning Justin had to cough up $24 million from that advance to pay back. And here's where Scooter came through, not just as the manager, but as Justin's friend. Through his company, Hive America, Scooter allegedly paid that $24 million for Justin under a deal that Justin would pay it back slowly over 10 years. Well, Justin only made one payment and then just ghosted. Fast forward to now, Hive did an audit and came out claiming that Bieber still owes $8.8 million. And that's when the gloves came off. Justin's team apparently fired back, saying Scooter was overpaid by $26 million in commissions during his time managing Justin. What's interesting is the fact that this whole claim came out while Lou Taylor was working as Justin's business manager, the same Lou Taylor tied to Britney Spears' conservatorship drama. So things were already sketchy. Our Scooter sources say that Justin's people called and said he just didn't have the money. But the plot thickens. Scooter went as far as bringing in PricewaterhouseCoopers, which is a major audit firm, and they sided with Scooter, confirming that Justin does owe Scooter that money. And Scooter even tried to play nice by waiving the $1 million in unpaid commissions, but clearly that didn't fix anything. What's wild is that Justin and Scooter were basically family. Scooter is the one who discovered him, helped raise him in the industry, and was by his side for every breakdown, comeback, and big moment. So fans were shook when it came out last year that they quietly cut ties, and now we know why. But it looks like Justin Bieber's financial troubles go way deeper than that. Cause if y'all can remember, he sold his entire music catalog in 2023 for $200 million. You would assume that's enough money to sort his baggage out, but industry insiders say that artists usually only do that when they're wrapping up their career or need fast cash. Rumors say that Justin was this close to financial collapse back in 2022, like broke. That's probably why he rushed the catalog sale before even getting a tax break, even though Scooter begged him to wait. And shortly after that, word started making rounds that Justin was firing everyone and completely cut ties. Many assumed that this was his clean slate, clearing those debts and starting over. I don't know about y'all, but going by Justin's latest public rants, there's still so much hanging over him. Also, how much did he owe in debt that even after selling his catalog, he couldn't clear things up with the likes of Scooter Braun? So yeah, Justin is drowning in debts, while on the other hand, Hailey just made bank. And for the first time, the tides have turned. Many think that Hailey is better off on her own because Justin has this way of just dimming her shine. This person wrote, sign a prenup so when you divorce Justin, he won't steal your money. It's also interesting to see how mad Hailey's fans were at Justin for embarrassing her constantly. Hailey may have forgiven Justin over the Vogue cover backhanded compliment, but her fans haven't moved on. This person wrote, Justin's about to make a post saying, when you started, I said you wouldn't make it like Rare Beauty did. Yikes, I know, I was sadly mistaken. But then again, there's yet another theory up up in the air. Some actually think Hailey is super loyal and that she's doing all of this to rescue Justin from the public embarrassment of being a broke A-lister. This person said she's trying to pay off Justin's debt while he continues to humiliate her publicly on social media. This other person said she had to beat the Bieber broke allegations quick. I don't know about y'all, but I'm with the team that thinks Hailey will save Justin instead of divorcing his broke behind. All right, moving on to the next part of this interesting story. The other thing that has been making people drag Hailey a little harder lately is all about loyalty. They are saying if there is anyone who owes anyone loyalty, it's Hailey owing Justin, not the other way around. And their reasoning is that Hailey didn't exactly build Rhode from scratch like most companies. They are saying she is a Nepo baby, the daughter of Stephen Baldwin, niece of Alec Baldwin, born into red carpets and front row seats. And even with that, she was barely making waves until she got with the Justin Biebe. From the moment she became Hailey Bieber, her brand value tripled overnight. Doors opened and she became an A-lister by marriage, not hard work. They are saying that being the wife of one of the most globally recognized names in pop culture is exactly the reason why Rhode really popped off. Sure, Hailey is listed as the founder and she holds fancy titles like the Chief Creative Officer and Head of Innovation, but a lot of the public feels like she didn't build Rhode with sweat and tears. It was more like the perfect storm of privilege and association to Justin Bieber. This person said Nepo baby plus Justin Bieber's wife plays a role in that. Someone else wrote, built is a stretch, more like used her parents' name. Whew! It looks like there's no winning for Hailey. Even worse, the Rhode brand itself has been wrapped in several controversies that kind of proves this point. First, y'all remember the name Rhode already belonged to a fashion brand before Hailey came along, but she still took that company through legal battles until she won the rights. And yes, her middle name is Rhode, but people felt like she bulldozed her way through a small woman-owned company just because she could. Then came the copycat allegations. As y'all already know by now, Rhode has been accused of stealing ideas, packaging, and even product aesthetic from other beauty lines, especially from Summer Fridays. And when you're the chief creative officer, you can't really duck that smoke because the creativity, the innovation, and the direction is all supposed to be her lane. So when Rhode was catching heat, it landed squarely on her desk. And now she's entering a billion-dollar collab with e.l.f., still holding those same titles. People are like, wait, how did she go from all these controversies to a billion-dollar deal in less than 5 years? The answer most people are settling on is that she didn't just come this far because of her parents or creativity. It was the Bieber name. So yeah, when people are seeing her acting distant while Justin is clearly going through it financially, emotionally, and mentally, it rubs them the wrong way because the life that she's living, the brand that she built, and the influence she is cashing in on, a lot of it exists because she married him. And to think that at some point she had considered naming her company Bieber. This would have been one hell of a disaster. All right, wrapping up this roller coaster of drama with the final piece that really sent the internet into full meltdown mode. Selena Gomez got dragged into this mess yet again. And this time it started with a Rhode versus Rare beauty comparison. Someone had the audacity to say that Rhode had surpassed Rare, and guys, Selena's fans were not having it. Like clockwork, the Selena tours dropped everything and got to work to prove that Rare is still on top of the list. And sure enough, Rare is right behind Fenty Beauty as one of the top celeb beauty brands out right now. So yeah, Selena's fans clapped back so hard, literally telling Hailey's crew to even sell Rhode 4 times if they can. But if they think their queen is selling Rare Beauty, they must be straight up Delulu. Anyways, back to Hailey's situation. The convo has now turned emotional and kind of sad. People are split on this one, with some feeling like Hailey should stop playing house with a man who is not mentally, emotionally, financially, or spiritually present. Others feel she owes Justin Bieber loyalty because she wouldn't be where she is without Justin. But what do you think, loves? Should Hailey Bieber divorce Justin, or does she actually owe him loyalty for everything she gave gained from his name and status. Let me know in the comments, y'all. This story is wild, and I know you have thoughts. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.